Yeah. Do you think she probably refilms things like
We can scoot this way here.
and cut just because that's how she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to show kids a lot.
Yeah. Mom, get the hose him off.
The dog.
She's gonna need help.
You don't want to know what just happened.
Oh my gosh.
What?
See? You can't script this kind of stuff.
I love that Marie is helping.
Let's go to the iPad.
What's good, YouTube? My name's Darin Nakakihara, and you are here at Prescott, Arizona.
In Prescott, Arizona.
In Prescott, Arizona.
Not to be confused with Prescott.
We're at Mama Apple's house. And thank you so much if you have watched the first part of this video on Charlotte's channel. Thank you for coming over here. We have 5 more questions for you, and we're gonna go through them. Sorry, there's a little.
There's a naked
apple.
toddler.
This is the first video they
His apple seed is right there.
Oh yeah, and if this is the first video that you're watching this for the first time, these are questions 5 through 10.
Yes.
6
6 through 10.
6 through 10.
So if you're like, if you want things in order, you're gonna want to go over there and then come back. Whatever the case may be, we have some questions about YouTubing that you guys want to know about. So
We took some of our FAQs and we're all just kind of going through the most frequently asked questions, which would be FAQs, I hear myself, that we get from you guys, our audience, just to make sure that we can answer them and you can hear like all of our different, because we all come from like very different parts of the world.
we didn't do like.
In the country, somewhere in the country.
I feel like we need to introduce ourselves real quick.
Okay.
What?
Interstop?
Yeah. You please introduce yourself.
Speak. Hi.
This is Shelly.
Hi, I'm Shelly. Early Adventures.
Vanessa, my 2nd grade life.
Charlotte, apples and tiaras.
Marie, the caffeinated classroom.
Kate, the sleepy teacher.
You know me. All right, question number 1.
Question number 6.
Question number 6.
All right, everybody. Which type of vlog do you prefer to make? Vlogs or sit-down videos? Vlog.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Vlogs. Oh!
What?
Wild card.
Have you guys heard that vlogging is dead?
What?
I think it's a well in life.
Teachers are always late on trends anyway.
They're talking about this like vlogging is dead, and like scripted videos that's where this whole platform is moving.
Here's my issue with that though, is that I feel like when I watch a scripted video on YouTube, I'm like, you are not authentic and I can't watch you.
It's like listening to a scripted
Yes.
podcast, and I'm like,
There's just something disingenuous.
I've
about
just-
it, and I can't
Hey,
get
don't
behind
like
it.
to-
I was just throwing it out there.
don't
I was
enjoy
just
it.
asking you guys if you've heard that before.
comment down below, let us know what you think. I think you might be able to figure out what we think.
But what do you prefer to watch?
I think it's vlogs.
I feel like if something's gonna be scripted, I would just watch a movie or read a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a TV show.
Too
Like
much?
a sitcom.
Yeah.
Next
All right,
question.
next question,
Great.
please.
Do you want me to just answer?
Sure, yeah, just
Yeah.
rapid fire.
Whatever.
Go for it.
Just go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 7. What has been the most impactful part of being a teacher YouTuber?
Oh, Katie wanted to answer this one.
Oh, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reasons right here.
And Jennifer was here earlier. She had to run.
So,
So 6.
yeah.
And more.
And more, many more.
But I think, honestly, just finding like-minded people who are passionate about education and want to get the message out there and share their knowledge. I love these guys for
I
it.
feel like the guy in the alley said it best for me.
Yes. The guy in the alley with the missing teeth.
He
We were
said.
adventuring
He's like,
earlier.
hey, there's one dude and a bunch of women.
I think too another big part of it
Sounds like
is
teaching.
the reflective piece,
Yeah.
where you can like. I feel like after I teach a lesson and I talk about it, it's like active reflection that I don't think I would necessarily do
Yeah.
as much as I do.
And you
had
get
an
such
vlog.
great feedback.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And learning from everybody in the communities.
You get the feedback that you both want and that you don't want, but you need.
Yeah.
Right? Like you get honest, legitimate
Yeah.
feedback. And I would say the thing that I love the most is the finding like-minded educators, and it has given me a lot of confidence in my own teaching practice because like I teach with like on campus with some of my very best friends in the world, but there are some things that like I don't know, like the people that you're closest with and have known for a long time, it's kind of scary to say to them, but then like your friends from the internet,
Yeah, I know.
intimidating for some reason.
And how excited were we to like all get together and go on this road
Absolutely.
trip
So
together?
excited.
Yeah,
Totally.
very impactful.
If you could have seen
Yes.
our text thread.
Oh yeah.
So excited.
All right.
Is it my turn?
yeah.
Oh,
Elise,
yeah.
I thought we were just
Just jump in there. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that.
Then.
I would probably agree with kind of everybody. I think the connections that I've made, it's so funny. We said the second we all got together, we realized how similar we kind of all are, which is something I didn't even realize watching them just in their videos. But it's like we've been friends for such
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
which
Yeah, that's
There's
we've
no
only
like
seen each other,
awkward, oh my
twice.
gosh, I don't know you
Yeah.
thing. It's like the minute I met Shelly for the first time, like we hugged. It's like I already know who you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
You're already my
Totally.
friend.
Totally.
It's not
Yeah.
a weird like, oh, let's get to know each other.
Yeah,
We
it's not
already
like
know
you're
you.
meeting random people from the internet. You're meeting
Yeah.
people that are, passionate about the things that you're
And there's
passionate
not
about.
a lot of people that I feel like understand what
Yes.
you do other than other teachers that
Totally,
put themselves
yeah.
out on the internet. So,
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Next.
I concur.
Agree.
All right, question number 8. This
Me
is a
too.
really, really big one. It's kind of gonna be like in parts because I feel like each of us has a different way of answering each of
This
these
is the
questions.
most asked question,
The most asked.
I'm sure, for all of us
Yeah.
about being on YouTube.
Oh yes.
Okay, so we're gonna tackle each chunk of this
Okay.
at once. Okay, so how do you tell your admin, parents, and students about your channel? First, just admin.
Okay.
Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I didn't. I just went for it. I mean, I work at a charter school and I think they trust my judgment. And so I just went for it, and I've never put anything out there that would, jeopardize my students or that would put this school in a negative light. So nobody says anything to me. So yeah, I just went for it.
I started my channel when I was actually in like a traveling teaching position, so I wasn't at my current site. And my current site is where I started. I was a TOSA, where I started teaching when I was like a very young 20s. So I've been there for a really long time, and I started my channel when I wasn't there. So then when I went back into the classroom this last year, I went, hey, by the way, to my principal, like, I have a YouTube channel. He's like, oh, I think somebody was talking about that. And I was like, I just want to let you know. And he was like, cool. And that was like our whole conversation.
Yeah. At my previous school, I was like Kate. I just didn't say anything. I would vlog to myself. I wouldn't really broadcast it. That was where I met Jennifer. So we were both doing it together. So I felt like she was enough to tell what I was doing, and nobody else had to know about it. But my current principal just saw me vlogging in Seattle, and I was like, oh yeah, I vlog, on YouTube, and I feature like teaching tips and reflect on teaching and stuff like that. He's like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Nothing else came of it.
It's nice when you know that your admin can trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that's
when
a good thing.
when you have that like rapport.
That's huge.
I did it for a couple months before saying anything, because I was kind of more just like trying it out, and then once it kind of started taking off more, I did go ahead and just
Had that
tell my
conversation.
I had
Yeah.
that conversation, and she was completely fine with it. And I don't put anything out there that I was afraid of someone seeing anyway, and I only filmed like outside of school hours just to kind of avoid that in the first place. So she was totally fine with it.
Here's my kind of take on it. I feel like there's a big progressive shift in the world of social media, and a lot of admin are starting to get behind it. And if that's the reason you're not starting a channel or something, you just have to get over it.
Yeah.
And you just have to ask. But the thing I think it would be important to know is kind of like present it as a skill set. Like that's what I did. I just moved school, so that's what I did to my principal. I said, hey, look, this is what I'm involved in. And then that turned into like, now I'm running the Instagram. Like present it as a set of a skill set that you have. And if your teacher's really like anti-social media, like there's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's definitely ways to cover your butt, and like maybe you can't show your kids or whatever, and that's fine. Or you can't vlog during your contracted hours, that's
Right.
fine. But
Work around it.
have
Ask
to-
them,
it's-
what
yeah.
part of it do you not like?
yeah.
Because I can stop doing that one part.
And I will say, you better tell them before they find out.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
that conversation is going to be a lot worse than if you
Yeah.
sit them down and say, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm saying yes, even though I just did it without asking.
Yeah, I did too. To be
Well,
fair,
okay, yeah.
I started without asking.
Well, because here's the thing. Like I was saying this earlier, we all somehow paid for our own degrees and for our own teacher training. So truly, our teaching craft is our own. So
Right.
I think that is absolutely our prerogative to share online. But there can be some gray area when you're mixing in a school and things that you're implementing with children. So just like you were saying, to like cover your butt and just make sure that you are being professional, responsible,
Absolutely,
and
respectful.
upfront and honest.
For
Like
sure.
I don't see where there could really be a problem if you're truly being honest.
I was saying that I used to show kids on my channel a lot more than I do now. Usually now it's just me. And I think the one thing in common that you see here is we all shine light on our profession. So you got to make that decision. If you're going to go on camera and you're going to sit there and complain about what we do,
Or about what you're
this
doing.
is not the place for you.
No.
Yeah.
And you'll never ever end up in a place like this on a road trip, because you gotta spread love. You gotta.
Yeah.
We all love teaching, and that's why we do what we do. And also, like you were saying, you gotta look into your district's policy. So in my AUP, the acceptable use policy, it says you cannot go onto social media and badmouth the district. So
Yeah. Which, why would you?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Well,
like I would never do that anyway.
Just
So
professional
yeah.
suicide. Like,
Right.
that's a bad idea.
If you're wanting to start a channel because you want to complain and speak negatively about
Right.
your
Which-
profession or your students,
Which we
it's
get. We don't
not-
Yeah.
all have great days.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. We definitely
Yeah.
don't. Like, every day is not shiny and
That's
great
what
and
Instagram
exciting.
stories
Not the
are for.
platform for
But
those.
Social media is not the place to
No,
go
I'm
and
kidding.
vent.
No.
No.
Do
Also-
that in your group text.
Reinvent.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
reality is one thing
Yeah.
and griping is another.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so question 9 is, how are you allowed to film your students and how did you tell them?
So this was different with my admin. I approached him before I ever filmed my kids and I said, hey, look, is this something that I would be able to do? Because I felt like my content would be more beneficial for my viewers if I could show my students. So I approached him and he said, yeah, let's look into it. And so my district actually had a social media release waiver. This was my second year teaching. I talked to him about it in the summer. So at back to school night, I was very transparent with my parents and I said, look, I even had a clip of my YouTube channel. I was like, this is what I do. I have an Instagram, you can follow me. Parents were like doing it at back to school night. And on the desks, I had a release form. And I said, you can check yes, you can check no. It's not gonna affect,
They're great.
how I teach your child by any
Right.
means. But it's something that you absolutely have to do if you are going to put a student's face on the internet. Privacy and safety is like the most important thing to consider. So you just have to make sure you're covering all the bases if it's something that you want to do. And I try not to do it a ton just because I don't know.
When
It's just a
it's
personal
necessary.
preference. Right. When I think it's going to benefit the viewer, their
Yeah.
understanding of the content,
Right.
I will do it. However, you have to be really, really careful and cover your butt.
It's one
And
thing
theirs.
to be like, oh, here's my day, and another thing to be like, I'm doing a morning meeting. This is what it looks
Right,
like.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't show my students because I'm the only secondary teacher here because I teach high school English, and I did talk to my principal about it, and he and I both kind of felt like let's just put a pin in that for now, showing my students, because I think it would also be a really cool idea when I'm talking about like how to teach a certain content or whatever it is to like have students give their feedback.
Yeah.
I think that is something that is invaluable as an educator, but I don't think the timing is right, and I want to protect their privacy. So I don't show anything that you could identify as a student. I don't show
You
their
don't want
name.
to show
Yeah.
like a conversation you're having with a student. It's like you're showing them doing what you're teaching.
And at the
them.
end of the
Right.
day, those like turn and talks, are they really that beneficial for your content? I mean, that's just
Yeah.
stuff that you're gonna see in
Yeah.
your classroom.
Yeah.
If so, yes. But like, I'm moving to a new school, and I brought it up to my principal right away, and I said, look, I was able to film my kids at my prior site. How do you feel about it? And he said, let's just hold off
Right.
on it. Let me kind of look into what you're doing, which is totally fine. I respect that. I don't think it's something that you need to do to have a successful channel by any means, because you can still show the world what they're doing by their hands or
their
whatever, the
faces.
back of their head, just not their faces or their names or any information, and you're fine.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to remember that these are like not your children,
Right.
so it's not okay for you to decide to put
Never
them
assume.
online. And I think that's the most important thing. So anybody that's been on my channel, I have permission from their parents, and the other kids, they always think it's funny to try to like hop on, and I just tell them, I'm like, you're making my editing harder, like
Yeah.
I'm cutting you out anyway. And once they kind of get that, then it's easier to kind of just say like, it's just your hands. And I've even had kids who say, I don't want my hands on the internet either, and I'll totally respect
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I will say too, with the having kids on camera, I laid it out as very much like they think it's really cool that you have a YouTube channel, right? Like they want to be on it.
They want to be
But
YouTubers themselves. They, think
They
it's
also,
awesome
I
anymore.
was like, look, if you goof around or you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, like that's it. The camera goes bye bye, and it was like a great form of classroom management in a sense, because they were like,
It's incentive.
If you guys can look really good right now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
work really
yeah,
hard,
yeah.
then I can film you.
and another thing is if you have a kid that can't be on it, I had him be my recorder,
Yeah.
so he's still feeling included and
You can be part of it.
part of
Yeah.
the experience.
That's a great product idea. We could have an on-air light that you can switch on air.
That would be cool.
And then when you're not
And
on air,
everyone's quiet.
you just keep it on.
Yeah.
And then they're
Exactly.
just really good.
Have
Yeah.
your hands out. Yeah.
We're streaming, guys.
Yeah.
Should we mention the parent thing? Because I don't think any of us really talked about how we told our parents, if we told parents.
Yeah, that's probably, or like how they found out. Period. Well, you did a little bit.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
I didn't tell any of my
back to school
parents if
Oh,
they
right.
want their kid to be on it. Like the kid usually will go home and say, "Hey, I want this," but I don't push it. I don't ask for it because I don't want anybody to feel obligated to say yes. So I just let it happen organically.
I think when it comes to telling your parents about your social media, like that's none of their business. If you got an okay from an admin and you're not showing kids on the internet, like you have no responsibility, in my
You don't
opinion,
have to tell them.
to
No.
tell your
Yeah, I
parents.
agree.
My
What you're
students
doing
told
is
their
your-
parents.
yeah.
Because they're in
Yeah.
high school. And like I had parents emailing me, saw your classroom tour video, so
Yeah.
exciting. And I was like,
I've never had a parent be like anti.
No.
I had
Yeah.
one that didn't want her kid on there, but she still
Right.
thought it was amazing. Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
But
I don't show my kids, I don't show hands, I don't film during school hours at all. It's just a personal thing that I've chose to do. And I don't tell my parents. I just, like you said, I don't think that's really, I mean, it is their business, but it really isn't their business because I do it on my own time. I do have parents that know about it just because the kids have
they
gone
find you.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they've
Yeah.
found me and like commented on my videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't feel the need to tell them.
I haven't. I'm thinking about it next year just because I want to be able to show like what certain things look like. But I have like 100% Spanish speaking parents, so I want to make sure I communicate it correctly to
Right.
them,
Yeah.
not just, hey, I have a YouTube channel, can you sign this waiver so I can show your
Right.
kid on YouTube. Like I want to make sure like I have a translator come in and like really explain it to them because I want to
point.
respect their culture, I want to respect their language,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet, but I would like to.
That's a really
I
good
think my
point.
district has one in like multiple languages.
Oh.
I can look into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Collaboration.
All right, next question.
All right, this is the last question. One big piece of advice for someone wanting to start a YouTube channel.
Go ahead, Shelly.
Okay, we talked about this. We talked about this on the way here because this is the question that I feel like I am asked probably more than the admin question. And I have like two big things. One, the first thing is just pick up a camera and push play. Like there's really no secret to it. You just have to do it. Like, just record.
Yeah,
Record. Right.
Record.
And the second thing is make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Like if you think you're gonna come on here and make a lot of money
You're not.
or
You're not.
have some sort of fame, like you're doing it for the wrong reasons and it's not gonna happen for you.
Yeah.
If you don't love doing it, it's
And
not
can't you
going
You
to
just
be
like
fun
smell
for
those
you.
people out like
Oh,
from
God,
a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of
It's
us. I know none of us got on here to
Yeah.
for the glory of
Fame.
which I don't
The
think
glory
we
of
even.
being a teacher tuber.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Well, it's like going into teaching for the fame and money.
yeah, like
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't
no one does
exactly.
that.
We don't teach
Please.
for the fame and money, and we're not on here.
All the
so
glory.
you won't enjoy it if you don't do it for the right reasons. That's my 2 cents on it. So I don't know.
I also, I agree with everything she said, but I also tried on my phone first before I like fully committed and bought a camera. I just did a week that I just did on my phone. I never uploaded it. It was just kind of like trying it out to see, because you may
that's
pick
good.
up your camera and be like, yeah, I hate this. Like it feels unnatural. Like I don't want to do this, and it does feel unnatural at first, but you kind of just get used to it. But I would recommend trying it out first before investing, or just use. I mean, a lot of people use their phone anyway, but I did that before investing.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
The one thing I always tell people when they ask me is, because they always say like, oh, I'm nervous, what if nobody cares what I have to say, like what if what I'm sharing doesn't matter? It does. Everything that you have to say or have to share will impact somebody. It doesn't matter how big or small the idea or whatever it is you're doing is, it's going to impact somebody. Even if it's one person that's like, oh, I never thought of that.
Yep.
Everyone
Yes.
else in the world has thought of it, but that one
Yeah.
person hasn't
Yeah.
thought of it. You just changed their whole world.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to start something because you're afraid people won't like what you're sharing, or it doesn't matter, or it's not important it is to somebody. Somebody will take it.
That all goes back to like why you want to share,
Right.
what you're going to
Yeah.
share, because it is nerve-wracking, and you are putting yourself out there, and you are like going to fail. Like you will fail,
Yeah.
just like our students. They will fail, and they should fail because that's how you learn, and that's how you like truly grow. If you don't plan to fail, then like what do
Yeah.
just like be
Yeah,
okay with that,
Right.
and then you'll feel better about sharing things because you can kind of have a little bit more of a backbone about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They're the things that you excel at, and that's the expertise you should be sharing. Don't try to follow trends. Do what matters to you, because what matters to you is going to be beneficial to someone else.
Yeah.
They'll be able to see that it's really important to you and that you're passionate about
I
it.
think that's another
Really
piece is being authentic to who you are is
Yeah.
another big thing.
Yeah.
Don't try and fit the mold of somebody else. Just people again can smell that out from a mile
Yeah,
away.
a mile away.
So,
Well, and you'll feel weird, and it'll be exhausting
Yeah.
too. That's the thing is like it'll feel like more work than enjoyment
Right.
if you're doing something that's not you.
totally.
And the thing about like starting right away, your first videos are gonna suck.
They,
Oh
they
my
are.
gosh.
No, but they
And
are.
they're gonna take
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
gonna take you 10 times longer to edit and finish. But the only way to get better is to just just like you tell your students, you gotta just keep doing it, just practicing. and
Research,
practicing.
watch
Yeah.
videos, how
Yeah.
to edit,
And
how
have fun.
to make a green screen effect, how to make an intro. They even have YouTubers on there that make intros or pre-made. You can download them and just give them credit. You just have to. It's just like if you want to learn how to read, you gotta
Everything
put
is out
everything
there.
into it, and you'll be able to do
And
it.
think of it like I said earlier, like as a skill set. You're teaching yourself something super valuable just in the world that we live in today.
Totally.
And I think deep down, if you want to start a YouTube channel,
Yeah,
and if
for
you
sure.
have that gut feeling, do it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. You
And
get
you
to meet
make
cool
loud and
people.
friends.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Again, if you have not watched the first 5 questions, you can head on over to Charlotte's channel, Apples and Tiaras. It's linked below. Is there going to be a playlist?
Oh, I can make a playlist.
She's really good at it now.
I don't know how to
there
do
a
that.
There may or may not be a playlist.
Growth
You never
mindset.
know.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.